Hi, what's up? So I have been in Brazil for 1 month now, and I thought it would be fun to make a really quick video about 5 top weird things about Brazil. So number one weird thing is that everybody's naked. First thing I noticed when I got to Rio de Janeiro is all of the shirtless men and women everywhere, which I found bizarre within the context of a city. There's just a lot of kind of like freedom and a lot of shirts being optional, and also a lot of Havaianas everywhere. Everybody wears flip-flops. They are acceptable shoe wear for all occasions, and shirts are apparently optional. So that was the first thing that I thought was weird. Number 2, nobody has change. Nobody has change everywhere you go, and this is one of the weird things that I just could not understand, especially when I was in Rio, because I would hand somebody like a 20 or something, you know, a 20 real, which is like $6 to buy something that's 10, and they'll freak out. They'll be like, oh, não tenho troca, tem 10, and I'm like, I know it's 10, but like I only have a 20, you know, I just went to the bank, like I don't know what to tell you. And it's so extreme that some people will even refuse to sell you something if you don't have exact change to buy it with, which I think is so weird. Like, why don't these people have change? Am I the only one who doesn't like have change? And then I found that if I'm super apologetic about it and I ask, I think the word is truca. Don't quote me on that. I'm just repeating things that I hear, and I'm probably saying everything wrong. But if I say something like, if I'm like, tem truca, que só tenho 20, then they're like nice about it. But if I just like hand them a 20, then they're not nice about it. I have to be like, oh, you know, me desculpa, que só tenho 20, tem truca, and then sometimes like they'll be like, oh yeah, it's fine, like I'll go get change from my buddy. But they're really weird about it. They're really weird about change here. And if you give them exact change, they'll thank you for it. Strange. Number 3 thing that is weird about Brazil is and this kind of applies to like all Latino countries, so I wasn't going to include this, but I will include it because I think Brazilian men are the worst offenders. Brazilian men are so aggressive. I cannot believe the interactions I've had with men here. Oh my lord. And I do dress like a little boy, so that helps. I highly recommend, if you're going to travel to Latin America, just be low-key, girl. Like, don't, like, if you are somebody like me and you get kind of uncomfortable with a lot of attention, which I do now. It used to bother me less, but now it's like, I'm not about it, not ready for it, not prepared for it. It does help that I don't dress flashy, because the one time that I wore like a skirt, and it was on my birthday, I think I wore like a skirt and tons of makeup and lipstick and everything, I was walking around and I was getting catcalled and yelled at, and I was really uncomfortable. So it does help that I dress pretty low-key, and I usually don't even wear this much makeup at all, and I kind of like honestly look like trash. So that helps, but still the culture here is so aggressive, and you will not believe the things that men will say to you. Like, I like to talk to people just to make friends, but that's kind of hard to do, because like one time, like I was talking to a guy for like 5 minutes in a bar. He's a nice man, an older gentleman, you know, he's in his 50s. I told him I was trying to learn Portuguese. We were chatting for a few minutes, and then he like propositioned me after 5 minutes. He was like, do you want to go to my house? I was like, no, I don't want to go to your house, you crazy. Like, and then the other weird thing I noticed is that the way that Brazilian girls react to it, because some of the like Brazilian friends that I've had would just kind of laugh it off, and they never really get offended by it, and that surprised me as well. I'm not saying this goes for all Brazilian girls or all Brazilian guys, because I don't honestly know. This was just my observation, and it's a cultural difference that that I noticed that surprised me. So yeah, the men are aggressive. That's one thing that's weird about Brazil. Crazy aggressive, like extra aggressive. And number 4, strange thing about Brazil is that the bikinis here are very small. So, you know, in America, when they have like the Brazilian bottoms for like female like cut stuff, it's usually like skimpier. But I didn't know that that was like actually like how it is in Brazil. That's actually how it is in Brazil. So I came here totally unprepared. I didn't even have a swimsuit, and I went to buy a swimsuit, and I could not find swimsuit bottoms that were not a thong. And I was trying to like get these shop girls to help me. I'm like, look here, like I don't have a Brazilian booty. Like this does not look good on me. This looks crazy. And they're like laughing. They're like, I'm sorry, like this one will fit you. And they're holding up like this piece of string. And I'm like, yo, I cannot wear that. So I actually ended up, I'm throwing it away immediately. But the swimsuit I ended up buying is like not, like the bottoms are not. I bought the size large too. I'm like a size 4. I bought a size large swimsuit bottom, and my nuggets are hanging out. I don't know. It's not good. It's not good. Okay, and number 5, weird thing about Brazil, maybe great thing about Brazil, I don't know, is that there is alcohol everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Like you can buy it everywhere. This especially applies to Rio. But one of the kind of cool, interesting things to me about Brazil is that you can really buy alcohol on the street pretty much everywhere you go. And of course there's bars and stuff, but I think most Brazilian people buy like cocktails, like alcohol on the street because it's cheaper and it's really good still. So my favorite drink is maracujá caipirinha, which is like they take a passion fruit, and by the way, the passion fruits here are like the size of basketballs, which is crazy. They whack it open with like some big knife, and then they throw it in a shaker. They shake it up with whatever that alcohol you use in caipirinhas is, that Brazilian liquor that they have, and then they make like a really great cocktail with it. And you can buy that on the street in Rio. You can buy for like 10 real, which is like $3, and it is bomb. And you can buy those everywhere, any hour. Probably if you went out like any time of the day, you can find alcohol super easily. It's everywhere. And also I notice when I like step out of my place and, you know, just like walk around, if I start talking to someone, it'll be like the middle of the day. It'll be like 11 in the morning or 1 in the afternoon, and there's always going to be hordes of men at the bar with their like big beer and their cup, and they're drinking, and they pour. It's so cute too because they have like big liters of beer, and then they get little cups, and that way it's like super easy to share. So if I like end up talking to someone, they have like a beer, they'll always hand me a cup. They'll like grab another cup and they'll pour me a cup, and so you get like these tiny little cups of beer, and they're just everywhere you go. So I kind of had to learn after like a week in Brazil. I'm like, I can't keep accepting beer because it's everywhere all the time, all hours of the day, and I cannot be drinking this much. Like even though it's just small cups at a time, it's too much, man. I can't be this lit all the time. So I stopped drinking. I actually have not drank this week, believe it or not. I didn't drink much last week, and I didn't drink this much this week because I can't do it. I can't hang with the Brazilians. Yeah, so that was some of my 5 weird things about Brazil. If you have been to Brazil, if you have more weird things to add, please obviously comment below. If you have any questions, obviously comment, and I would love to make a video if anyone wants to watch it about anything. Thanks for watching.